Hello, everyone, and welcome to another art stream by yours truly, Raven. No, Motita, I'm not gonna carry you this stream around. Last time I carried you, you filled me with hairs. So, I have no camera this time around, as you guys may notice. That is because the house is currently a mess, which happens when you're gone for quite a while. But 'tis fine. Once I have everything fixed again and organized behind me, I'll bring the camera back up on my next stream. As you can see, I took some time to make this little cute boo. Welcome. I don't know why a ghost. I decided on a ghost, but me. Anyway, before I start, as you may notice, I do have some layers. I did start this piece already. I started it yesterday, in fact. And it's actually for Saki. It's something that she commissioned me for. But I was really excited. I still am very excited. So I wished... Ooh, are you okay, Mota? The dog just slipped. So I decided to share with you guys. So, I shall now unveil. First, I shall demonstrate the sketch. So this is the sketch. The very rough sketch. So, I'm gonna zoom it in a little just so you guys can see a little better. There you go. So this is the sketch. I have them in folders because This is a very big project. I have a very, very huge idea in my head, and I had to limit myself because this is gonna be for a Twitter banner. And despite the fact that I'm limiting myself with what I'm gonna do with it, I may still be going overboard. Besides, like I was saying before I threw myself off, I have them in folders because it's gonna be a pretty big project. So each folder, I have detailed each layer under the folders. So we have, for example, these are the arrows. So if like I take away, voila. Then we have the straps, we have the actual character itself, the tails, so on and so forth. Simply because I thought it would be easier. Plus, being the rough sketch, it will be easier to work on one piece once I start going into that. On top of that, I do have some reference images. They're more for inspiration. So here are my reference. Let me move this out of the way for a moment. These are my reference images. And they're just, there for me to like look at them and go, wow, this is really nice. You know what I could do with mine? This. So yeah, don't expect the background to actually come out anything like any of these. I'm also using them to pick and choose colors. Like for example, I like this sky color over here. So I'm like, okay, I like this blue for the sky. I'm like, oh, okay, I like this shade of green or this shade of green or this blue. So yeah, I'm color picking. That's basically my color palette. I especially like this one, the one with the mask, because it kind of goes with the idea that I had. Anyway, I'm rambling. So then I also have this one, and for some reason, there we go. I have the grass done. Okay, this grass, I went crazy with this grass. Okay, it took me forever just to get it to look like this, and even then I'm not 100% satisfied with it, but I do like it as it is so far compared to how I had it. So as you can see, I'm like in layer 22, so I've done 22 layers. And here's the background, because I did start the background. 12. And now that everyone's up to date, let me move this because this is going to be behind the grass. This is it. This is the thing I shall be doing. I won't do everything on stream because, like I said, it's going to be a very big project. Like I said, I'm going to go crazy with this. Like, everything I have learned thus far and everything having to do with digital art, I shall put all these skills and efforts into this one image. Because I am determined to make it as great as possible. That is my goal, and I'm here to go and set it out. So, like I said, I'm using this as a color palette. So because I'm using these as my reference for the sky, kind of want to make the clouds that same shade. And then might add some dust in the back. But like I said, one step at a time. So if you could, sure, I'll leave you there, I guess. So for the clouds, it's very simple because I do have a cloud section. And by section, I mean like there's literally just clouds to choose from. For example, like this is grunge. So if I want to make things look dirty, this is my go-to palette. Must be higher up then. Here's my blood spatter palette, which is great if I want to do something bloody. But I have no reason to do something bloody. There's even skin texture brushes. I actually haven't tried these. This, for example, is like the blush. I'm not sure what this is. That's a blending. And these are like all the pores that you could do. Freckles. Freckles are adorable. These are snows and clouds. But I have one that's more cloudy. See, snowflakes, snow brushes, fur brushes. These are like for rocks. There you go, clouds. See, it's an entire brush palette just for clouds. So then it's actually really cool, this brush palette, because it literally has the name. So like cotton ball, we have a feather touch, which is like that, which is look at that, it's so beautiful. It's like it has movement already. Then we have like the smoky puffs, which are really light, so you can't really see those. Those are like, I would probably use that type of brush if I'm doing like a fire camp. So like the smoke will be probably used with that one. We have anxious puff, SOS's, also a really light brush. Then we have soft fog for spookiness. Hazy condensation, strong wisp. The cirrus, which are those. We have the cumulus, the columbus, the stratus, the altostratus. For those of you who don't know clouds, that's basically clouds higher up, clouds lower down. It's basically that. I'm no cloud professional. That's literally all I know about clouds. So let's see. I'm probably gonna use this cloud. Probably bigger. Can I have a bigger cloud, please? How small is the brush? That's a nice cloud. That's a beautiful cloud. I'm gonna move it this way though. And whoopah! Another cloud there. Should probably do the different clouds in different layers though, just so I can move them whenever I want. Then I'm gonna do some of these. Like I said, I keep doing that in layers that I don't want them to be in. Okay, so I'm gonna make another folder, and this folder is gonna be named Clouds, because that's all that's gonna be inside this folder. Clouds. So to move in, the moving of the layers into the folders are very easy. You just grab the little arrows and you drag it into the thing, and whatever order you drag them in is how they stack up. So see how this is the order I had them before, and as soon as I put them in here, that's the order that they went into the folder. And then if I click here and I add a layer, it will automatically go into the folder, which is nice because then I don't have to continue dragging them. Woo! That's a very tiny cloud. So I'm probably gonna make a lot of layers with just the clouds in them. Okay. And I think that's enough for clouds. So now I'm gonna erase whatever's over. I am not speaking to myself. If that's what you think I'm doing.
No.
She wants attention, that's all she wants.
Well, I'm gonna step on her if she doesn't keep.
She doesn't move out the way.
Mm-hmm. What's that?
I could go into the selection, into this one right here, the selection mode, and then just select the actual tails themselves. But the problem with that is because the tails aren't attached to the body, it's also going to select a whole bunch of white space here. So in the end, it's kind of pointless. So I just have to erase everything by hand. And I don't also necessarily need to erase, I will be honest, because I could just lower the opacity on the folder, which would therefore allow me to see the fox girl. And then since I'm doing the fox girl last, I'm focusing on the background, which is my biggest struggle when it comes to drawing. I'm not gonna lie. so there we have the clouds. Let's go back to my reference image. My inspiration image. I can move it though. Which is alright, because I'll just move the... No, I'll go under the rough sketch. So I have me clouds. Gonna fix your nail again, though?
Again?
Why are you grabbing the fix them?
Because I'm going to fix them. I haven't fixed them. We can start to die.
So let's see. I kind of also want to do like this sunset sort of effect. Kind of. Or maybe like a light shining. Let me rename this then into sky. That would be easier to work with like that. If I want to do that, this is my background. So I probably have to put the layer here. That being said, I don't think I have a brush specifically for something like a sunset. I have a soft spray. I don't know how big that is though. I'm gonna pick up this yellow here. Also, for those who are watching, any music that I do put on here, I end up putting it into my Discord under the music section. So you'll never have to miss out when it comes to music. And for those who are wondering what is currently playing is 1 hour of H.P. Lovecraft music, orchestral ambient creepy horror music for role-playing and gaming. That is the literal title. It's a mouthful. Okay, I got sidetracked. I could probably maybe use this one. It does look like that might work for like for what I want. So that might work. Let's see what other brushes I have here. Cloud blocks, new cloud details. I don't want to rock. Soft spray so far seems like to be the brush. I could use a glow, but the dangers with glow is that it's too strong. Okay, I shall use this one. I'll just make it bigger. If I can make it bigger. I think that's too big now. That should be fine. Okay. I need to make the opacity.
I want to say hi.
Go ahead, say hi.
Hi, guys.
Put that, you know to throw that away and put that in the sink.
I know.
Just letting you know because you never do it.
You draw the background?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it looks nice.
Thank you. I actually like the spray. It's working nicely for what I wanted.
Why?
Because I wanted this color.
What color?
This orangey color like a sunset.
Oh, the orangey color? Oh, yeah. I like it too. What you said?
Make it brighter.
What details? A whole time.
Then turn it into yellow, but not that torted yellow. Kind of like a goldish.
A gorgeous CC?
Hmm.
Oh, it's like it's a sun goes down in real life.
Exactly. Oh, that looks nice. That looks nice. I like that.
The line.
The line is my background from the sketch. You don't have to worry about that.
Why?
Because you don't.
Okay. A darker orange now.
Hmm. Then I shall add another layer here just so I could do, but I need this to be smaller now because I'm working on the clouds.
Oh, cloud now. What? Why say I'm sorry.
Go. Mommy might need you for something. Just a little hue, barely there for the clouds. Then I go back into this layer, do a little retouch over here. Really focus right there. Go back into this one. Add some hues to this cloud in particular. Then close up that. I like the background. I'm satisfied with this background. But now, because I did a sunsetty sort of look, I must now play with the grass so that the back kind of reflects that. So let's see where my layers are. Okay, so I should probably be not behind this one, but in front of this one. So just gonna brush it a little bit, just a teensy bit. Just so I know it's there. Like if the light is shining through. And voila. That's satisfying. I'm not gonna touch it any more than this. This, to me, is fine. Now, going back to my little inspiration here. See that there's like some bushes, some rocks, some trees. But for my case, I don't think I'm gonna worry with rocks. Maybe rocks, not so much trees. So let's see, the grass is here, the sky is here. So I will probably have to do it between if I want to do a rock. So let me just pick a random color off my Killer palette. I don't really like the colors of these rocks. That rock is meh at best. I kind of like this color over here. That color. So I'm gonna go into this brush. This brush is actually nice when it comes to like sketching rough stuff. I also want to see where I'm placing this rock. So I kind of want a rock right here. this rock will be kind of shaped like this. There's one rock. Go back into my... So, this one, I'm gonna have to play around with where it goes. If I want the rock to be part of this image. I don't know why I went all the way down there. This is the orange hue. Could probably let it stay there. The rock would add a nice look to it. But if I add the rock, I don't know why it's doing that. Gonna smear it so it kind of looks like it disappears. I don't want it to be perfect. Okay, it's smeared. Kind of blur it a little. Smear some more. Now I'm gonna work with the colors of the actual rock, but for that I'm gonna be using either the rock brushes or the grunge. Yeah, because the texture ones don't work as well as you would think. So then I'm gonna darken it. Gonna add another layer. Gonna change the brush. Gonna darken it once more. Add another layer. Gonna pick the color, this one. Add an extra layer. Going to this one, merge these just so I don't have too many layers. Gonna make it a little light. Can get rid of the color now. And voila, we have a rock. Now to fix the whole thing about the grass, I have to look for the layer that has this strand and either add more grass or take away, depending on which part. So the grass is right here. There's an actual brush for grass. There's also one for bamboo leaf and the actual bamboo. This I think is the bamboo. Yeah, that's the bamboo leaf and this is the actual bamboo. So now, I go back to this one. I'm gonna want a more of this green. So I look for the layer that has that one. It's this one. So add a little bit of that. Now I'm gonna want to grab the eraser and look for which one. So it's this one. I'm gonna erase this leaf in specific. Let me zoom in because I can't see what I'm doing. Le Beautiful Rock has now emerged. Now I have to look for the layer on this one, which should be this one right here. Once again, just gotta do lower the opacity so you can see what you're doing and erase right there. Then this one should be the last one. So for this one, I'm gonna go back to my brush and grab the color that is of these leaves, which is this one. And I'm just gonna add. Like that. And voila. We have ourselves a rock. So now, I did notice that because I underestimated how big the rock was, I didn't exactly do all the colors of the rock. So, I'm gonna go back to my rock textures. Which I probably skipped because I was not looking. There you go. Actually, where are they? Those are not good. These right here. I'm gonna select the color. I'm gonna go with this one right here, this one. I'm just gonna not too specific. Open another layer up, make it a little darker, switch it up just so we don't have the same textures. Then go back some of this, open a layer. And I think I'm satisfied with how the rock is. Let me just add. There we go. I think with the one rock we're fine. I'm okay with there being just one rock. Satisfied with how that looks. Now comes the real fun part. And I say fun, but I'm gonna hate myself for this. This one's gonna be the actual boti. Well, no. Let's start with the tails. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Let's start with the tails, because the tail's the most back part. What did I just do? I don't know what I did. I panicked. Why is it doing that? Okay, well, I guess I'll worry about making the other folder afterwards, I guess. It doesn't give me the option. Okay, so for that I'm gonna be using this brush. I'm gonna make it smaller again. The reason I'm using this brush and not my favorite brush, which if you do not know what my favorite brush is, I shall show you. It's this one right here. Under traditional, the felt pen. Because the felt pen has a really nice way of like writing, and I absolutely love it, but I won't be using it. So like I said, this is something for Saki. So I've been debating on this for a very long time as to what color the tails and ears are gonna be. But, and it was kind of like, she said have fun with it. She also said she wanted a fox girl, but not to make it chibi. In turn, how do I interpret this to be? Is she wants her chibi, the one that we use, that I've created for her emotes, but not chibi-esque. So, that being said, that means her tails are gonna be pink. So I'm gonna go look for... I don't think I have one for reference, but I'm gonna check anyway. No, not originals. The ones used for Twitch. Might as well use this one. But where's the 100? 28, 36, 112. There we go. Just for a rough sketch of what the colors. It's more for color palette. Which means you go away for a moment. I'm gonna move you over to this little corner. Turn you around so you could fit. And then merge these two down. Because these are my color palette, like I said. That being said, now I can pick the colors. So the base for this one is this pink. That's the base, and then the shading on top obviously will be that. But right now, what I'm worried about is actually getting the colors in. So this is gonna be a fun one. I say fun, but I'm dreading it. Can be under the rough sketch. Can you? Okay, whatever. You stay there, I guess. There we go, that's what I needed it to be under. Then, yeah, exactly. Like I said, I'll erase the extra as I go. For now, I just want the colors in. Then I'll be doing like the fur texture and stuff like that as I go. No, I selected eraser. Excusez-moi. Don't really have to worry too much about this because that will be going on top anyway. But the artist in me who doesn't like that is just meh. It's angrily growling. The ears I will do in a different layer. As you can imagine, this will start getting very complicated really easily, only due to the fact that I have a lot of folders, there's a lot of layers, and sometimes that will work against me. But you know what? If that's what it's gonna be, it's what it's gonna be. Also, I will only be streaming for an hour. So basically, whenever this current track finishes is when I will end stream. Because the actual track itself is an hour and like something minutes. Let me check it out. It is an hour and 27 seconds long. So I will end the stream then. Let me see. This is part of the tail. I guess I didn't erase it correctly when I was doing the rough sketch. That's fine. At least I get to fix it now. Once again, I'm not too worried about this. Just want to erase where the skin is. This is more for a me thing. Like I said, it's not really necessary, but I kind of do it just for the me. Okay, so now I open up another layer. Remember that pen, guys? The ones that I said that I love? Well, I'm gonna be using it for this part. Go back to this, because I need the next darkest color from this palette, which will be this one. And this is to trace the tails, which means that I need this to be relatively thick, but not thick enough. Which means I'll be playing with the size tip for a little bit. Probably will end up at a 3, maybe a 3.5. No, 3 is actually fine. Okay, so 3 will be the thing. So I'll be using this one right here, which is the steady stroke, just because I can't keep my hands steady for the life of me. And let me actually remove the grass for a bit, just so I can see where my lines are. There's going to be a lot of back and forth between the layers just when it comes to the actual erasing, which is fine. But particularly the one having to do with the grass, because as you can notice, there's parts of where the grass covers where it's not supposed to cover, and where it's supposed to cover but it's not covering. Like for example here, there's supposed to be more grass tufts, just like in this corner. So yeah. But that, like I said, that's a trouble for future me. Future me will appreciate if I erase this circle though. Okay. So going on to the next toe. Basically outline them all. So I'm gonna start with this one. And I already messed up. I tried to do them in a single stroke, but you know what? It's not always possible for me, so it's fine. The reason I try to do them in a single stroke is just so it's like cleaner for one, and two, it flows. Which is really funny because now I'm thinking of Hansel. Which is even more funny considering the fact that Saki loves Hansel. So I guess it's a good process, mental process, train of thought. English is not my strongest fourth. I like how this ear kind of curves with the tail, so I almost did the outline of the ear. That's not the line for that one. This is the line for that one. And this toe goes down, but this toe's behind this toe, which means that this line should not exist, and it's there. See, it flows much smoother when you go like that in a single stroke. Nope. And I have to go back and pick my brush because I picked the wrong one by mistake. Okay. The other option that I have, let me make another. This one's gonna be renamed Two Toes. See, because I could put it like that. Actually, tails and ears. Ah, yes, money. Exactly. That's what I meant to write, obviously. If I leave it like that, I could always make a separate single layer instead of without the folder just to add the extra grass, which is probably what I'm gonna end up doing, because that seems like the more feasible route. You know what, I'm gonna be kind to future me. I'm just gonna erase the extra pink that I don't need. Future me will appreciate it. So the rough sketch, in case anyone was wondering, took me maybe an hour to do. Not even, less than an hour really. But that's really beyond the point. And I say it's beyond the point because I use a lot of references for the image. So some of the references that I used for the image not only was poses that you could find on Google just by, you know, searching up like fighting poses or like female poses. Which is really funny that you have to specify. Like if you put, for example, female poses, obviously you're gonna find female poses. But if you put battle poses, most of the poses that are going to come out are for the male. And sometimes certain poses that will look appealing for a male character won't look appealing for a female character. And I don't mean that like in a sexual sort of way. I just mean like the way it flows. And it probably has to do a lot with the fact of how the human figure is. So obviously most, I'm not gonna say all, but most females tend to be on the, not slimmer, how would I say it? More curvier side than males. Which means that certain poses for them wouldn't apply for like women. And it also has to do with the whole thing. I don't know if any of you know how some people learn how to draw. Typically when you start to learn how to draw, they say that most females, you could do them as hourglasses. So triangle top, triangle bottom. And just depending on how wide broad or how wide hip they are is how the triangles change in size. But most men, the way they teach you how to draw is like wide triangle top and then kind of like a square at the bottom. It's really weird. There's a lot of complicity into it. Another reason why I kind of want an anatomy book. I think I'm gonna add the ears over here. Go back to my brush. Put this one away just so I can see the ear. I will go back and properly shade the ears. I just want to outline them at least. Because then over this one, I grab a white and I just go, and I don't worry too much about the border because of the hair, which will probably end up being in this layer, all things considered. So then over this one, I'm gonna grab this same pink over here. Actually, I might even be able to use this one. I'm gonna go look for that brush. Either the blush one or the one that we use for the sunset. I'm gonna try this one first. This one will probably work, but smaller. No, it would have to definitely be not this one. Manga fur brushes. No. So I do have to pick my own shade of pink. There's my shade of pink. Let's look at what brushes they have available. Wavy fur, short fur, sparse. That's a big brush. Okay, I kind of like that one. Can the opacity go higher though? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna use that one. This is more of a rough. Then I go back to the brushes, pick one of these, another layer, change the color.
Don't like that these brushes are so big sometimes. Also playing around with the direction. Okay, I want them to be this way. I might delete this one actually. I didn't like how that one came out. Actually, I'll worry about the inside of the ears like I said before. I jump all over the place sometimes. As maybe noticed. So now I want to do another layer and start coloring in those. Not coloring necessarily, but like actually including the arrows and the weaponry. Let me see, how good is this brush? Let's go to my handy one, my favorite one. So yes, I did draw these brushes not brushes, arrows. I don't know why I say brushes. Probably because I saw feathers and thought brushes. I did draw these arrows one by one, which means I'm going to get to color them in one by one. Isn't that exciting? So let me see. Let me plan this out. Because some of these arrows are on the front and some of these are on the back. So this one over here, I actually have to make that smaller. Probably a 2 will work, right? Yeah, a 2 works. Will be this color. So this one and this one, because these are the brushes. They're like all the way in the back.
I don't see your picture.
Well, you're gonna have to give me a second, Sarah. Then I'm gonna make it lighter. The ones over here,
Lighter, why?
because they're closer to the front.
A closer. Darker, it's in the dark side, and lighter is in the bright side in the sun.
Hmm.
In front of the sun.
Mm-hmm.
That's why. What's wrong with Tita? That's yours?
Yes. You want some?
No, I just asked him.
Hmm.
What is this? What is this?
Those are jelly beans, but you don't like those.
I like the blueberry one.
Those don't have blueberries. Those are the disgusting jelly beans.
Why?
So don't open it because it has vomit, earwax, dirt, worms, black pepper, booger, soap, rotten egg. Rotten egg is disgusting. Vomit one is the worst though
Why?
because it tastes like vomit.
Really?
Yes.
How to make that?
I have no clue how they made that and I don't want to know.
Me. One dark and 4 dark. I'm playing. 4 lights. I mean.
And then now for
That
the
brown color is a reddish.
no, I'm gonna do the arrows next.
Oh, arrows. Green.
I'm gonna outline them in gold
Gold. Why?
because I think it's a pretty color.
Okay.
And then I'll color them in a different color. And I messed up already.
Well, you missed it.
I need the brush to be thinner
Thinner. Why?
because it's too thick right now.
Okay. That's too thick.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
And I'm gonna
Whatever
use
you
this.
say. Easier. That's easier.
Mm-hmm.
My back hurts. The eyes look so cute, so like adorable. like fox girl.
Mm.
But you're not finished with the eyes, so it's not cute.
¿Qué pasó?
These are
Those are the good ones, yes.
and those are the bad ones.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because those are the regular flavors.
It's not
Those are mine.
yours.
Mm-hmm. You could have some if you want.
I saw this mommy's big. What is this one?
I don't know what flavors there are anymore because I didn't keep the box.
Oh, this one is cake for sure. Yep, that's cake.
And then I'm gonna do some of the details.
It's cake.
Okay.
It tastes like cake. How? How them do that makes it taste like cake?
I don't know.
I like the cake one. It's so good.
Okay. Small details. I don't have to, but I'm here, so if I don't, I get annoyed at myself.
Yep. Right. I'm going to get the orange one.
Oh, and the thing actually finished. Well then. You know what, that's fine. I didn't even notice when it finished.
Oh, no. What is that? So creepy. Thank you, it's
You're welcome. Okay, and I'm gonna move over to this spectrum when it comes to the yellow. Go one more layer. And then go back to my brush. And color in the rest. The brush is going to go away for a moment because I can't see my new lines. Maybe not that yellow. That yellow is kind of me. Maybe this yellow. That yellow looks better. Yeah, I like this yellow better. Like I said, I don't have to worry too much about the details on this arrow, but I will be adding details to the arrows anyway, but that will be off stream, so you guys don't have to worry about me going crazy on stream more than usual. If I've ever shown my insanity on stream, that is. Honestly, sometimes I don't even remember what goes on when I stream. It's just a big giant blur in my memory. But typically that means I'm having fun with whatever I'm doing, so I guess it's fine. It's also kind of funny to note that I've been doing panels and emotes and all that good stuff for Saki, and I haven't even bothered to upgrade my panels, because the panels I have right now are the temporary ones, because I do have better plan ones for the channel, but I haven't gotten around to doing them. See, the details on the arrows aren't really necessary, but I want to add them, and so, I did that one thing I said I wasn't going to do. Gonna do another folder. This one's going to be called Arrows. It's just going to be literally for the arrows. Why am I doing so many folders? Oops, that didn't go in. Simply because that means I could simply close this and just go, oh, look at that beautifulness. I only have folders.
instead of having all of this open and having to scroll down through every single layer that I've ever done. So yeah, that is my reason for that. I did say I was gonna stop streaming, but I want to finish at least Arrows. So, because a new song did start, I will be posting this song as well in the Discord under the music team tab. This song that's playing right now is called Eldritch Horror and Elder Sign, 1 hour of H.P. Lovecraft music for board games and role playing. Don't know why a lot of H.P. Craft is playing at the moment, but I don't mind it. Actually, I want circus music. Let's put some
At
circus
Schwab,
music.
We don't believe in faking healthy hair. With fancy
So yeah,
extensions,
I changed
we
the
skip
song
tricks
again.
and deliver real results and infuse real
Update on the
ingredients
song.
like
It's called
Schwab
Creepy
Coconut
Circus
Oil
and
Infusion
Carnival
with
Music,
pure
Night
coconut
at the
oil.
Carnival.
These results don't lie. Schwab, for hair you can believe.
So yeah. Isn't that the greatest? Who doesn't love a good carnival? Let me hide the toes because I can't see the other. So that is probably gonna be gray. So I'm gonna take out the Copic, because in the Copics I don't have to worry about choosing the different shades of gray, because they have literally 2 tabs dedicated just to the shades of gray, which is great because that means I don't have to worry about being picky with like the shade of gray that I want, because I could just go, oh look, there's this shade, there's this shade, and there's this shade. You may think they're the same shades, but they're not, which is ridiculous because this is apparently black. It's called Special Black, which is practically the same as regular black. But you know what? Who am I to complain? If you thought I was complaining, I was not. I was just commenting on the fact that I don't have to worry. So I'm just gonna outline the bag. Make it more roundish because I did do the mistake of not doing it roundish before. Now go 1 shade over, lighter, just so I could do this part right here. Then go up again. I mean, open a layer, but I do go up, but into an N6 gray, which is a neutral gray number 6. And that's gonna be the color over here, the behind the area, some shading of the arrows. Then I open another layer right underneath that one, and that one is gonna be an N4 neutral gray, which will be this color. Now I'm gonna close that up. I'm gonna go into the layer that has darker gray, and I'm gonna blur it, but I'm gonna have to make this brush really small and expand the canvas. Also, I'm gonna have to lower the opacity, the strength I mean. It's way too strong. Still too strong. That's because I'm doing it in the wrong one. Okay. Just gonna blur it a little. Go to this one to blur this one. Go back to this one. Go into brush. This was an N5, I think? Yeah, that's an N6. Close the brush palettes. so far, that is how our fox girl is looking. I may add maybe the hints of like cherry blossoms falling, just like falling maybe like from the sides, maybe kind of like if it's under she's underneath a cherry blossom, like if she's staring at the cherry blossom. Because originally the plan was to make Mount Fuji in the background, but because of her tails, you wouldn't be able to tell that Mount Fuji was there. And if you know anything about Mount Fuji, depending on what direction you're looking at Mount Fuji, you either see a field of flowers or there's like a lake. So yeah, I wanted this to be like the field of flowers, but during a time where flowers haven't bloomed. Simply because drawing flowers is more complicated than drawing grass, at least currently for me. So yeah, definitely gonna put the cherry blossoms falling. They will kind of look like snow, so I could probably use the snow brushes, but use pink obviously instead. Let me see, is there anything else I want to do before I end stream? No, I think this is actually not bad progress for what I've done. As you can see, just doing what I just did, which basically was just like the rough sketch of the telomeres, the arrows, the sky, finishing up the grass, which includes that one rock right there. It took me an hour at least, an hour and 10 minutes, give or take. And this is me actually putting like 100, not even 100, like 200% effort into this. Because typically I could finish, like the emote sketch for example, I finished that at least 1 hour, 3 hours if I sit down and just do it constantly with no breaks. But those are emotes, they're tinier. This size right now is 1500 width by 500. Emotes are way smaller. Emotes are 320 by 320. Excuse me, panels are 320 by 320. Emotes come in 3 different sizes, so what I do is I grab the biggest sizes, which is 112. I make that emote, and then I duplicate that file twice and just size change the other 2 for 56, and I believe the last measurement is either 25 or 26. So yeah. I haven't done the ground. As you can see, this area is completely white at the moment. I'm not sure if what I want to do there is like the only area that's in bloom, like there's flowers there, because it's Saki, the fox deity. So I would like to assume that she has like marvelous magic properties instead of evil, like I would have drawn for myself, for example. But I probably would have drawn myself as a Tengu sort of creature. So there's a slight difference for that. There's also the fact that she said, well, not she. Specifically, there's like different types of fox-based spirits. There's the Kitsune, which are typically like fox spirits essentially that possess humans, but they're not necessarily bad, but they're not necessarily good either. They're very mischief for sure. That is the number one. And they can hold a grudge, and the only way to get rid of that grudge is if you satisfy them with gifts and stuff. Then there is the Ninetales Kitsune, which is actually very different from a very regular Kitsune. Apparently, the Ninetales Kitsune is basically 9 Kitsune spirits in one. So you're not dealing with one giant fox with 9 tails, you're dealing with 9 different Kitsunes. And like I said, Kitsunes have varying personalities, so you can kind of think of the giant Kitsune as like a very, I wouldn't want to say bipolar considering it's 9, but it's multiple personality for sure. And then we have good fox spirits such as Inari, which is one of the
one of the goddess. I believe Inanna is the representative of the rice, so I'm assuming the harvest.
But you know what? I'm getting off track, and I should actually be ending the stream. So, I hope you enjoyed it. I had fun. I'm still excited to finish this. There's a lot to work on, like I said. But considering that I really didn't have anything done when I first started, I'm satisfied with what I have. I don't know if I'll be streaming more of me continuing this. I might not. If I do stream, it'll be like there will be more progress already done, so I will have been doing things off stream. Obviously, all my videos that I do of art stream specifically, I also post them into my YouTube channel, just so people could go back and watch them. Other than having to highlight the entire video and then have that saved here on Twitch, that's what I do, because it's simpler like that. If I don't do an art stream tomorrow, might do an Overwatch stream. Who knows? The future is never set, so I can't make any promises, which is why I don't have a schedule when it comes to streaming. Simply because unexpected things always happen to me for some reason, so I can't make promises when it comes to streaming. So yeah, I'll see everyone in the next video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, G, for stopping by. I really appreciate it. If you're still here, I hope you enjoyed watching or listening to my ramblings, because that's the one thing I'm great at, is rambling. Anyway, bye guys!